Welcome to another week of Wellbeing Wednesday. I'm here with Nancy Brown, and she is a speech pathologist, but there was another word in there.
There's a language in there.
Speech language pathologist. And I just thought it would be awesome if you would tell us your perspective of growth mindset, because you do have these kids that probably get, frustrated with not being able to do exactly what other students can do. And so, yeah, I just wanted to kind of see your insight on that.
Well, good question. As you said, most of the students that I work with all the students I work with have an IEP, and that's that individual educational program, and that really is my focus. And every year, I can speak for all of our special ed team, that when we're writing those goals, we're telling our students what they know, what they're good at. We're telling them the things that they struggle with, and then how we're going to accomplish growth towards that. And so that's front and center for all of us. We're not really, we are tied to the core curriculum, but I have just that little chunk that I'm trying to help the students succeed at. And so I have a real range of students, as you can imagine. I have had students who are working on the sounds of speech, working on articulation, that are in the ALL classes, that are advanced learners. And then I have the other end of the spectrum as well, students that are in a life skills class that are just emerging communicators. So wherever those kids are, my job is to help them see the next step and to see their growth towards that next step, and to celebrate their success.
That's awesome.
And it really happens. It really does. It's so fun to see. So there are a couple of things that I like to do at the beginning of the semester to get the big picture with my students, and whatever level of complexity makes the most sense for them. I like them to know that IEP goal that we set, and so that they know why we're in speech, what we're doing here, why it's important, how it ties. I have a kind of visual. My room is a changing mess all the time. But where can I use this skill? Is it something I need to use talking with my friends? It's something I use in my classwork, so that there's an element of motivation and a connection to the bigger world, and also to the adult.
And it's
roles.
Clarity as well, right? Which is something that we're really focusing on right now as educators, is like, do you know why you're doing this?
Exactly.
Because then they've got that buy-in and that motivation.
Yeah, it's a big part of it. So I try to do that a couple of times, and then the rest of the time when we're together, the focus is really on that specific skill, and whatever steps, whatever baby steps we need to take towards accomplishing it, whether it's in maintaining fluency, learning to speak sounds more clearly in conversation, whether it's learning how to define words from context or summarize ideas. There's all kinds of skills that we work on, and they self-rate a lot. I have a little poster where we kind of move our post-it notes up and say, okay, we're here, we're making progress, we're here. Depending on how their goal is written, they know exactly what it is they need to do to meet that goal. And so a lot of times it'll be, here, take my calculator and figure out your percentage. Look, here's where you were last time, and you're this much farther. So there's a lot of celebration of praise of their growth, graphing as much awareness as they can have of being responsible for their learning, and seeing what the next step is, and seeing their progress.
That's huge.
Okay. I also like to email parents on occasion and say, here's where we are. Here's the thing that they can do. Here's the thing that I'd like to have you focus on at home to sustain that progress.
Yeah.
So any kind of praise and reinforcement and looking to the next step is kind of the growth mindset approach. But we were talking earlier about our attitude as educators.
Yes.
That we pick this profession because we love learning, and the world of education is just so increasingly full of new ideas and opportunities. And so if we have that excitement about our profession and about aspects of our profession, I think that that can be contagious for our students too, that there is that learning. And also the flip side of that is for them to see us as learners and
Yes.
for us to acknowledge, oh, I didn't do that right. How should I fix it? What could we do differently? To get feedback from them too, as maybe modeling growth mindset that
Absolutely.
might help.
Yeah. And sometimes that's like, ooh, I made a mistake.
And it happens, doesn't
I'm
it?
sorry. Let's fix it. You know,
Let's fix
it
it.
does happen because we're human.
Yeah, we're
So-
human. And so I think that's part of growth mindset is that we're modeling it. And
I totally agree with you.
all right,
Thank you so much.
you're welcome.